698, 699, 7. Oh, whoa, what's going on, YouTube? Edwin the Comic Jabroni coming at you with another video for you on New Comic Book Day. Today, we're going to go over DC books that I picked up on New Comic Book Day, so you're not going to want to miss this. So welcome back, Edwin the Comic Jabroni coming at you. And if you caught yesterday's video where I discussed new #1 issues that I picked up on New Comic Book Day, then you know that in today's video, we're gonna go over DC books. Now, it's not gonna be an intense deep dive review into them, but I will show you the books that I picked up. I'll go over them just a little bit. Maybe they'll pique your interest so that when all of this stay at home, shelter at home, don't go anywhere, social distancing ends and our comic shops open back up, when you see these books out on the wall or in the boxes, maybe you'll want to pick them up. If this is your first time watching one of the Comic Jabroni's New Comic Book Day review videos, and you are a Wednesday warrior and you love nerd and geek culture, hey guys, think about hitting that subscribe button and joining the hashtag Comic Jabroni Nation. But without further ado, let's get into the books. So this week, if you saw yesterday's video, you know that I picked up quite a few books. It was around 12 or 13 with some trades on top, but I was able to pick up 4 DC titles. The first one being The Last Gods. The Last God, and this is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, and the artwork is done by Riccardo Federici. There you go. There is the A cover, the only cover I believe that there is for this. I have been enjoying reading The Last God because it is one of the best fantasy style type of comics out there in the market today. And it is done by DC, and it is a black label. And it really does hold that black label to the highest standard. Most of the other black labels that we've been reading are nothing like this. This is a great story. It has a ton of awesome action scenes, and it is gruesome at some points, and especially in this book right here. Let me go ahead and show you some of the interior artwork. That's one of my favorite things about this is the artwork that you get on the outside cover is the same that you get on the inside. Here you go, showing you some of that interior artwork. I've been talking about this book for a while. I'm going to show you why I think this is just one of the most gruesome titles out there. Man, these guys, they're fighting this flower monster, and if it touches you, it infects you, then you start growing these crazy plant things out of your body, and they just destroy and ravage you. And this chick right here, she's like an elf. It just starts growing out of her mouth, and this is definitely not a book for children. But again, one of my favorite titles right now, and I love how in the very back of the book, they give you more to the story than just what you're reading. They're also giving you some backstory and some history on the characters and the world that we are reading about. Much like Game of Thrones did. Game of Thrones was not just what we saw on the TV show, but there was thousands and thousands of years of history tied to that story, just like we're reading in Last God. But let's get into the next title. Next up on the list, we've got a Batman book, and it is Detective Comics issue 1021, written by Peter Tomasi, and the artwork is done by Brad Walker. I continue to say that up until a certain point with Tom King's writing on Batman, Detective Comics pretty much became my favorite of the two Batman main titles, right? And there are a ton of other Batman titles out there, but the main ones we always think about is the main Batman series and then Detective Comics. Well, Detective Comics has and still is my favorite of the two, although Batman with Tynion writing has started to catch up. But I am loving Detective Comics, and right now you have a story with Two-Face and Batman. But Two-Face, he is struggling between his two personas, right? He's got Two-Face and he's got Harvey Dent. Now, I don't know at what point did I miss that Harvey Dent actually knows the identity of Batman and it's Bruce Wayne. Spoiler alert. But in this title, he does know that Bruce Wayne is Batman and he shows up to the Batcave. But he is internally struggling to keep that information from the other half of his psyche. And he doesn't want to let Two-Face know that he knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne. Now, Two-Face has created this cult and has given these people these coins that they've eaten, and if they're ever caught up in something wrong, if Batman catches them, the cops catch them, the coin will end up destroying them and blowing up their brains. It is some crazy stuff out of a Batman book, but I'm loving it. I like, when you got Batman and he's going up against one of his really main rogue villains like Two-Face, like Joker, Catwoman back in the day, the Riddler, Penguin. Those are amazing stories. I'm a big fan of Batman fighting the main line of rogues, and that's where this one is. Doesn't end with this issue. We've got another one to go. I'm not sure if it's going to end in a 3-part story arc or 4-part, but I am all in on Detective Comics. But I've got a couple more to show you. Next up, we got Batman Beyond, issue number 42. This is written by Dan Jurgens. The artwork is done by David Chen. No, I apologize. The artwork is done by Sean Chen, and this cover is done by Dustin Nguyen, who has quickly become one of my favorite cover artists. Right? I love the work that he does, and it makes it look like he's using watercolors in a lot of his artwork. This is the conclusion of this Batwoman Beyond story, but it does not mean that she is done being Batwoman Beyond. I can definitely see after this issue that they're going to continue with the Batman Beyond Terry McGinnis and the Batwoman Beyond, who is Elena Grayson. I can definitely see both of them continuing on with that. But in this issue, we've got Blight showing up to Wayne Manor in the Batcave to destroy Bruce Wayne, destroy his legacy, kill off everybody that's there at the Batcave. And Terry McGinnis finally shows back up after months of having his mind wiped, having amnesia. He shows up to become Batman Beyond again. Elena Grayson's there to help him be Batwoman Beyond, and they fight Blight. They fight Blight. Ha! That rhymes. But I am digging Batman Beyond. I have been enjoying it for the past 20 or so issues. I continue to tell you guys to pick up Batman Beyond because it truly does remind me so much of that late 90s cartoon that they did, Batman Beyond. The stories are there. The artwork is amazing. I love the colors that they do in there. It's a great read and one that I think all of you guys should be picking up. Let me show you some of the interior artwork in there. As you can see, Blight is ready for business. He is not messing around. And then Batwoman Beyond shows up to save the day. Or does she? Oh boy, you're gonna have to read it to really understand. And there he is, Terry McGinnis, out of nowhere with the uppercut. Sure you can. Guys, Batman Beyond, incredible. I can't wait to get into the new story arc. So the next issue is one that if you're wanting to jump on to Batman Beyond, I definitely suggest picking up issue 43 because we're getting a new story. But let's get into the last book I got from DC. Last book from DC, and it is another Batman title, right? Of course, it has to be. This is from Sean Murphy and also drawn by Sean Murphy. Batman Curse of the White Knight, issue number 8, or book 8 as it says, and this is the awesome B cover with the Joker on there. I love this cover because it has like the old school spelling, the font right there of the Joker. I remember that from I don't honestly remember because I wasn't born until the 80s, but I've got a few of the Joker books from the 70s, that Bronze Age, and that's how they wrote it. Anyways, this is the last title in this Curse of the White Knight. Bruce Wayne, everybody in Gotham knows that he is Batman, but he's asked them for one more chance to go take Azrael out before he can flood the whole city, right? So in this issue, just a ton of action, just a ton of fighting between Azrael and Batman. And Batman, he's gonna try to do it all on his own, even though he knows that he has all this help from Nightwing and Batgirl and the GCPD, but he doesn't care because he's Batman. He's gonna do it all on his own. So we do get the conclusion, but it's not the end of this White Knight Sean Murphy Batman universe. It ends on sort of a cliffhanger. We finally see the introduction of a character that we know from the main Batman line, but we haven't seen him in this Sean Murphy Batman universe. So I can't wait to read what Sean Murphy has coming up for us. What does he have in store? Let me show you some of that interior artwork. As always, it is phenomenal. Phenomenal. From my man Sean Murphy. I don't want to give that ending away as badly as I want to show you like who it is that shows up that we haven't seen yet, but I'm gonna wait till you guys pick it up and go give it a read. But there you go. From DC, I've got to say, out of the four, this was my favorite read of the week. But that's it from DC. Alright guys, so there you go. There's the DC video of the week, going over the DC titles that I was able to pick up this week. Obviously, there was more books out there that I wanted to get, but I wasn't able to go to my regular local comic shop because of this whole shutdown and the shelter in place. My LCS did not open and didn't have their new book, so I had to go to Alien Worlds, which is not a bad thing. That is a great shop here in San Antonio. If you are ever in the San Antonio area, I do highly suggest going to Alien Worlds. They have a great selection of back issues. They have some awesome wall books, trades. If you're into tabletop gaming or pops and different types of figures, Alien Worlds is the place to be, guys. That is an awesome shop here in San Antonio. So what do we got coming up next on the Comic Jabronis channel? Tomorrow I will drop my Marvel New Comic Book Day pickups and review video. Plus I have another indie title. I've got a Daredevil trade that I'm going to review with the help of my buddy John's Comics with Kids. I also have a couple other trades that I'm going to read. And somebody asked for a man cave show off. They want to see what the man cave looks like. So I am going to record a video that will remind a lot of you of that show MTV Cribs. What's up, Cribs? And welcome to the Comic Jabroni Man Cave. How about that? We're gonna be doing that, guys, here coming soon. I want to give you guys as much content as you can possibly stomach from the Comic Jabroni, because I know during these times, hey, you're stuck at home. There's only so many comics you can read, only so many snacks that you can eat, only so many video games you can play. Sometimes you just want to sit down, relax, and watch the Comic Jabroni. Oh, yeah. So guys, hey, thanks for watching this video. Remember to hit that like button, write down a comment. What were you able to pick up from DC this week? But until next time, Edwin the Comic Jabroni is out. It's over 9,000!